In a world where women were rarely seen in royal debates, one mind refused to remain silent. Gargi Vachaknavi, the fearless philosopher of the Upanishads, stepped into King Janaka's court not as a spectator, but as a seeker ready to challenge the greatest sage of her time. This is the story of how Gargi carved her place in history, breaking centuries of silence and reshaping the world of philosophy and spirituality forever. And thus begins one of the most extraordinary spiritual debates in the Upanishads, the dialogue between Gargi, the courageous questioner, and Yajnavalkya, the revered master of wisdom. This story comes from the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, one of the oldest and most profound texts of Indian philosophy. In the ancient kingdom of Videha, King Janaka was renowned not just for his wealth, but for his love of wisdom. He gathered the greatest philosophers, sages, and seekers from every corner of the land, and on one remarkable day, he presented them with an unusual challenge. He organized a grand Brahmavidya, a debate to uncover the very nature of the universe. In front of his court stood 1,000 cows, each with a shining bag of gold coins tied to its horns. He announced, "Let the one who considers himself the wisest, the most learned among you, come forth and take these cows." Silence swept the hall. The most celebrated scholars glanced at one another, but none dared to step forward. But then, breaking the silence, Yajnavalkya, calm and sure, instructed his disciple Samansrava to take the cows home. The sages in court were amazed by Yajnavalkya's boldness. A ripple of unrest spread through them all. They challenged him one by one, asking questions from every branch of Vedic knowledge. Yajnavalkya answered with quiet confidence. He possessed a knowledge deeper than ritual, deeper than words, and none could find a flaw in his answers. But just when it seemed no one else could challenge him, a calm and confident voice rose in the hall. It was Gargi Vachaknavi, a scholar famous not only for her intelligence, but also for her fearless questions. Gargi was the daughter of the sage Vachaknavi, raised in a family of great scholars. She was celebrated for her keen intellect and deep understanding of the Vedas. She was determined to test whether Yajnavalkya's wisdom truly deserved such honor. Her questions began with exploring the mysteries of the outer, material world. She asked him to explain what the world is built upon, layer by layer. Yajnavalkya then described the outer framework of existence, saying that the world is supported by successive elemental and cosmic layers. The earth rests upon water, water upon air, air upon space, space upon various heavenly realms, and finally all of them rest upon Brahmalok, each one depending on a deeper layer. She didn't stop with the outer world. Her questions moved step by step, from physical elements to the realms beyond the material world, showing her deep curiosity about what lies beneath everything we see. She kept peeling back the layers of existence with her sharp questions, pushing the debate into realms few had the courage to explore. Even Yajnavalkya paused, and at one point, he cautioned her. "Gargi, question no further, or your head may fall off." This was not a threat, but his way of acknowledging how powerful and penetrating her inquiry had become. Gargi, undeterred and deeply devoted to truth, asked the court for permission to pose two final questions, questions that would strike at the very heart of reality itself. She was not challenging out of pride. She was seeking truth with absolute sincerity. She asked, if everything ends in Brahmalok, what is Brahmalok itself supported by? Yajnavalkya warned her gently, "Gargi, what you are asking about cannot be spoken or described. The knowers of truth call this ultimate reality Brahman, the eternal, unchanging essence behind all creation. It is the source, support, and inner self of everyone." But Gargi wasn't satisfied. She pushed further. What exactly is Brahman? How can it be known or described? Yajnavalkya explained gently that Brahman cannot truly be captured by words or understood by the senses. It can only be realized through inner experience. That is why the Upanishads describe it through negation. Neti neti, not this, not that. Anything we can see, touch, or imagine is not Brahman. It is beyond all qualities and all limitations. Yet Gargi persisted. If Brahman is beyond description, then what is its nature? Yajnavalkya explained. Brahman is truth itself, pure consciousness, and infinite. It has no form, no parts, no actions. It is complete in itself, free from desire, ever peaceful, ever blissful. Still curious, Gargi asked, if Brahman is the source of everything, how does the world come from it? Yajnavalkya replied that Brahman projects the world from its own power, sustains it by its presence, and when the time comes, withdraws it back into itself. It is both manifest and unmanifest, both the world and beyond the world. Gargi asked again, how can we distinguish Brahman from the world? How can we realize it? Yajnavalkya explained that one must learn to see the difference between the real and the temporary, between what changes and what never changes. By seeing unity behind all differences, by going beyond illusion, a seeker realizes that the self within is not separate from Brahman. And when one knows this, one sees the entire universe as one. Overwhelmed, Gargi asked, then what is the purpose of life? Yajnavalkya replied, the purpose of life is to realize the self and to live in that peace, freedom, and truth. Realizing the depth of Yajnavalkya's wisdom, Gargi bowed respectfully. She admitted that his answers had reached the truth she sought. Yajnavalkya praised her courage and sincerity. Thus ended one of the greatest debates of ancient India, a dialogue that showed not only the depths of Upanishadic wisdom but also the respect and stature that women like Gargi held in India's spiritual tradition. Because of Gargi, the great debate of the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad is remembered not merely as a dialogue between two sages, but as a moment when a woman stood eye to eye with the greatest mind of her time, and why her voice still echoes in the world of philosophy, spirituality, and gender narratives today. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more timeless wisdom from the ancient scriptures. Stay tuned for the next episode.